Hello there and welcome to Sneak Peek Day 1 of the August release at Trinity Stamps. Today we're going to focus on all things teacher, Apple, back to school. It's tons of fun. First up, we're going to take a look at some brand new stamp sets. The first one is designed by one of my favorite designers, Love Danny. It's the Influential Teacher 3x4 stamp set. This is just one image that you stamp out and it's got the words and the cute little images around it. And it is really fun and simple to color up because you can color inside those bold letters and add a touch of color. You could even color this to match the school colors, which I love, and the cute little pencil there does have a die that goes with it, but I'll show you that die set as we go through today's video. Here's a couple of cards by our designers so you can see this colored in different ways and used on different things. So our next mini stamp set is our mini notebook paper. You can see it's going to stamp lines, and then you have an accent line that you can use to make this look like notebook paper. So there is a die that goes with this. This is our cool clipboard die set. Again, I'll feature this one later in the video, but I wanted to show you that there is a die that cuts out this piece of paper that you can then stamp on, and it has the little holes like it's notebook paper, so that's really fun, and it fits on that clipboard perfectly. So first I'm going to stamp it up with some turquoise ink so that you can see how this works. And the little things in life make me so happy, and this stamp right here is so darn cute to look like notebook paper. I'm sure that school supplies were one of the first things that got me excited about playing with paper, besides color books. So here I'm stamping the little pink line on the side, and you can just see how this comes to life, and it's miniature and it's so super cute. And here you can see it on a card with the Influential Teacher image. This is a full panel shaker with some clay bits that are pencils in there. Next we have a new Simply Sentimental stamp set. This is Simply Sentimental Teacher, and there is a coordinating die set, which, by the way, the dies can be used as a standalone die set. So let's take a look at the stamp set. For a truly wonderful, we have Happy Week Appreciation. You're such an amazing teacher. Thank you for all you do. You're an A+. You rule. You're one of a kind. You're my favorite, and a few more. And then you can see all the different fonts for the word teacher. Now you can use the dies to cut out these larger teacher sentiments, and it's going to cut around them beautifully, but you'll see there's still dies there on the right hand side. Those are going to cut out the letters, so you can either stamp and die cut out your words, or you can die cut out your words and use those additional dies as a layer to glue the letters onto. So there's lots of choices. The stamp set is completely standalone, so is the die set, and they work together. Plus there's this die right here that is going to cut out the smaller scripty word teacher. What I like to do is die cut it out, and I'll use that negative piece to line up the stamp, kind of nestle it in there, pick it up with the Door of My Misty. Then I can put the die cut piece back in place and then stamp this on there. And that seems to work the best for me when it's a closed die. It's not an open edge die because it's so intricate. So that works out great. You'll see this on a card coming up in the video. Also, I wanted to show you what one of them looks like when you die cut out the letters and glue it onto the shadow layer. And if you love this font right here, we do have an alphabet of just these letters with dies, so it's very cool, and of course a coordinating stamp set. Okay, now let's look at our standalone dies. This is the cool clipboard, which you've already seen, but now you can see all the pieces that come in it. I've die cut everything out so you can see all the bits and pieces, because the pencil and the pen have these tiny little bits that I'm pointing to right here that are going to help create the realistic look. All those little accent pieces, the little clips, the little silver band, the point, all of those things. There's also a binder clip that's 3 pieces, a paper clip. We've got A+, which has shadow layers, and that cute little piece of paper that you can stamp on, plus the clipboard. So a lot of cool pieces in here. Let's see. Oh, that pencil die right there, the bigger one, cuts out the pencil from the Influential Teacher stamp set. So now you can see what all the things look like once they're put together and layered up, and how realistic they look. It is so fun, but it's a small enough clipboard that you could fit it onto an A2 size card, like our designer Cassie has done here with all those bits and pieces. You can see the word teacher on there. Speaking of pencil, we have a pencil slimline die. I'm super excited about this. You can make a pencil shaped card with this die set. You can put this on a slimline card. You could make a teacher banner out of this. Like, there's so many cool things. This is the main die. It's going to cut all the pieces apart. Then you've got a little tiny die that is like the lead of the pencil and a solid piece to layer it all up. So see, if you cut one piece of paper, you're going to get all those colors. But if you cut it in multiple pieces of paper, then you can paper piece the pencil together onto that solid layer, and there's your little lead. You could also die cut this from white and do some coloring to give it lots of depth and dimension, and you can make your pencil any color that you want it to be. Here I'm just showing you a traditional colors because it's so fun, and my kid is getting ready to go back to school in about 2 weeks, so it's sneaking up on me very fast. Here you can see it on a card. This is without that solid layer behind. This one is a pencil shaped card using that solid layer where you're just gonna put your die over the edge of a fold on a slimline card and then it'll open for you. Next we have our Thank You Apple cut out die set. So this is 2 pieces, and you can see we have a solid apple and then we have one that has the word thank you that's going to cut into your card front. So if you cut the word thank you, you can see you're going to get kind of a window look. And then you have your other piece, which is going to create a solid. So that can go behind it, it can go around it, you can cut what you've already cut out and create a frame just like this. So there's lots of options that might not be obvious right at first, but I think it's a pretty versatile set and really fun. So you can take this solid layer and put the frame one on behind, or the frame one on top, and then you've got kind of that tonal look. Of course you could play with different colors, but also that thank you piece is going to cut out a little leaf and a little stem that you can paper piece back in. I colored mine with Copic markers and I think it's pretty cool. So here you can see some cards made with this. I made a window card with mine for a little teacher thank you note. And then you can just see different ways that this is put together with different colors, and one with a shaker, which is very cool. So I think that's a fun set. But if you love apples, you're going to love this one too. This is the Apple of My Eye die set. This has 3 large apple pieces, a worm, some leaves, a stem, and even seeds, and you can put glasses and eyes and a mouth on the worm. So let's take a look at all the pieces. Again, you could even make a shape card with this one. It's in between 3.5 and 4 inches, so it's a decent size if you wanted to do a shape card. And there you can see all the die cuts and how they go together right here. So I wanted to point out those little like bump outs on the head of the worm. That's where you're going to stick the eyeballs. And then you can see there's a little mouth. So darn cute. And there's the apple all glued together and layered up. I think it's adorable. So here I put it all together on a card with the die cut teacher. And here is one with that is a shape card and a shaker. Very cool. All right, next let's talk about stencils, because there's a stencil that you can use to decorate the inside of the apple or the outside of the apple. So these bottom pieces are going to create that core look. So I'm going to use some light vanilla and tan colors for the inside of this. Of course, there are etched lines, so you can easily line this up with your previous stenciling or with the shape of the apple, and just layer this to create a 3-dimensional look with a little bit of a shadow. And there's even 2 different shadows you can use on the apple seeds themselves. So you can do one little layer in there with seeds, or do your die cut seeds on top. You can do all 3 of the layers for the core, just like however you want to do it, however many layers you like. So here you can see I'm adding the seeds now with a little bit darker brown using the Blending Buddy brushes, and it just brings this core of the apple to life. So here's the little shadow. I am going to add that. I'm using black soot because I had yet to ink up my black blending brush, so I really wanted to do this. And then you can see what it looks like. There's even smaller little dots you can add to there as well, but check it out. It really gives it a 3D look. I accidentally stenciled the back side of my die cut there, but I'm going to make it work on a card anyway. And then there's these other two lines here that are going to give you a shine look because like I said, there's 3 layers to this apple. The middle layer you can use standalone if you just want to make like a solid apple without the core part. And then you can add those shines and it looks so very cool. So there's both pieces. You can see how they look. And here's a card I made with those, and I die cut a little circle so the worm could peek out. So fun. All right, let's talk about our foiling set. We have a cut and foil plate set that says thank you. It's called Shimmer Script Thank You, and it is a very beautiful font, and then it's got a die that you can use to die cut out the hot foiled portion, and I think it's just very pretty and elegant. Here you can see it hot foiled onto some white paper with aura foil, so it's kind of gold with iridescent, and I think this one was speckled aura, so it's got some speckly bits in it, like kind of like glitter. And then I'm going to take the die and cut it out so you can see how it cuts around there so beautifully. Love it. So you can really make an elegant thank you card with this. I chose to stick mine onto the pencil. I made a slimline card with it and stamped "You're my favorite teacher" on there as well. So that's a look at all of our teacher back to school apple themed products. Stay tuned tomorrow for our fall video. That's sneak peek day 2. I'll see you right back here for that tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.